Rolling with Nat 20, I'm Nat 20, and today we're checking out the Occult Chronicles, a little known gem made by Cryptic Comet that I haven't played in quite some time, and I'm excited to dig back into it. It's I would call it a board game roguelike based on Lovecraftian mythos. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty hard. There's many different missions that can be selected. I've already created a character so that I don't have to go through everything, but there's many different missions you can select. We just chose random, so I don't know if we're going to be trying to fight Cthulhu or deal with vampires or this horrible house of evilness or this cult or demons. You know, it could be all sorts of crazy stuff. And then you get to make a character. You have several different pictures to choose from and 25 points to disperse amongst these. Health and sanity, gonna be your health and sanity. Kind of self-explanatory. Your physical health and your mental health. If either of these drop down to 0, you kaput. And then you got your swords, which is going to be your physical strength. Cups is going to be your athletics. Wands is going to be your intellect, and pentacles is going to be your knowledge of lore. So they're all pretty important. And then you get to put in a name, select a background, which gives you a couple of different things, like a bone, which is going to be a die that's used in several different situations, and each die is represented by one of the stats. So you get one stat die based on your background. You'll get some edges, which, as they say, just give you an edge in whatever kind of thing they are. So 2 combat edges are 2 things that will give you a slight edge in combat. A heroic feat will be an ability that can be used in the situation that it says combat. A random weapon, service pistol or a shotgun in this case. That's not what we went with. I should probably show you police officer, because that's who we went with. But random service pistol. Talismans are essentially shields that help you out in certain situations, and we'll cover more about that later. And skill tokens are what you use to level up. So let's get back out of all of this, and we will load up the character that I created previously for us to do this with. Meet Caputo. He is a police officer. He's got his Colt 45. He's got a 3 in swords, 2 in cups, 1 in wands. Not too intellectual. That'd be the kind of word he would choose as well. And 3 in pentacles. We can check out his personnel file, where we can read all about him. You started off walking a beat and thought that making chief detective was all you ever wanted before you retired. But one very weird cold case file had you digging in all the wrong places. And that's when you were approached by the O.D.D. with a proposition that was just too good to refuse. And that's what gave us a lot of our base stuff. It gives us this wonderful little bone of swords. We also got to choose a bone. I chose a bone of pentacles to go with supplementing my other highest stat. So we are a cop who's really beefy and knows a lot more about magic and Lovecraftian things than he should, but he's not that smart otherwise. And to kind of supplement that, I gave him adaptive intellect, which sounds like it would supplement that, but it's really just helpful. It allows me to draw an additional card in a horror check, which sounds like craziness right now, but you'll see later. Then I also got quick draw, which allows there to be a bump down of cards, which I'll explain again later, sometimes when I'm fighting things and I'm using my gun. Then on my gun, I get the double tap ability, which bumps a card's value down. I get all of these options. It's very overwhelming if you don't know what's going on at first. But it's gonna be okay. And we're probably going to die. And it's going to be horrible. But I'm excited. This game is very hard, very unforgiving, and very awesome. We're going to take our way down, and we want to explore in this room. Oh, it's a locked door. So this is how the events are shown. They'll have a difficulty modifier, target, tricks, and draw. With the locked door, unfortunately in this situation I won't be able to do much. You see a locked wooden door, there's a worn keyhole right where it belongs, but no sign of any key anywhere. I don't have any options, I just have to leave the door alone. So we'll try this door. It leads to another hallway, of course. There's no third door, we need more places to go. We'll take our way slowly, and hopefully, we don't get hit by a trap. The crossbow trap. You hear a twang and look up to see a crossbow bolt heading your way, aimed at your heart. Alright, now I can do a combat roll, which as you see is cups, cups, swords. And what that does is the difficulty modifier, the tricks, and the draw are all going to be based on your stats. Because I have a cups of 2, the modifier gets a 2, and that 8 of the difficulty of the entire encounter gets reduced to 6. So I'm going to have to achieve a goal of 6 if I were to go the encounter through a combat roll. Now, the tricks and draw. Tricks are cards that get placed on the board that you're going to be interacting with, and draw is going to be your hand of cards that you get to interact with. You would like both of those numbers to be high. So, any situation that you really just want a good idea of what you should go with, look at your cards down here and see what you got the highest stats of. So I'm probably not going to go with the one where I use wands instead of swords. The instinctively dodge and reacting immediately to the projectile and evading the trap that way doesn't seem to be for me. So I'm going to go with the combat roll. We get my hand of cards down here, and all of the cards are going to be tarot cards. This game uses a tarot card deck. And we get things like the Ace of Swords and the Page of Cups. And we're going to have to choose carefully which of these cards in what order we draw, but it doesn't matter much because we don't have any abilities that allow us to see anything, so it's all just random. And what we want to do is draw a card that we can then beat with our cards, matching the same suits, so pentacles, wands, pentacles to pentacles, wands to wands, cups to cups, and beat it out. So that's a 3, I use my 6, boom, I beat it out and I get 2 points. Beating it out with face cards gives you higher values than 2. Ooh. Losing doesn't cost you anything, but it is unfortunate. And when you draw a card that you can play something on, even if it would lose, you have to play something. And that is where the trick of the order that you draw them comes in. Because if I had drawn this before I do that, I wouldn't have gotten those 2 points, because I would have had to have put my 6 on the King of Wands. That would have kicked that 6's ass. And unfortunately, the tricks I draw do not give me anything to match up with the hand I drew, so I have to fail. I didn't move quick enough, and I'm going to get got by this arrow trap. This is the screen that you get whenever you succeed or fail in an encounter. Depending on how much you succeed or fail by is how many you have to draw. When you fail under several of these cards is going to be bad things. When you succeed under several of the cards is going to be good things. So it matters by how much you succeed and fail, and then it also depends on kind of getting lucky. Now the talisman is going to jump in certain situations when it can. And it would appear on one of these basically stating that if I pick that card, even if it is something bad, it will protect me from it. It has a 50% chance of appearing on the board in chances where it's allowed to appear, and a 5% chance of going away forever if I use it after that. So there's a little risk reward in there, but I think I will just draw that. Nothing bad from that one. Nothing bad. Oh! An ill omen decreases my luck. That is a bad way to start the game. I start the game with decreased luck. Where does that get put in here? Nowhere. Oh, you know what? It is my own fault. I started with these 5 skill points and I didn't use them on anything. And I would very much like to bump my swords up. which would have given me another trick and might have made a difference. Oh well. You live, you learn, you get an omen that I wonder if I could see that anywhere. You know, I tried to plan this recording late enough that there wouldn't be lawn mowing going on outside, because they did it 5 hours ago, and I thought they'd be done. Alright, well I can't find where that omen card sits. It doesn't take up any of my inventory slots. That's another thing I should explain. This 1/4 here, because I have a 4 in swords, I can carry 4 things that require swords. Like my weapon is a sword-based thing, whereas my critical hit is a cup-based thing. So I could carry 3 more sword-based things in my inventory. And down we go to this guy. I vaguely remember this guy. The Tesla-rathi scientist. You are confronted with a creature from some type of horrible nightmare. It towers over 7 feet tall and seems covered in a sickly, translucent slime. You can only describe it as a combination of a snail, cucumber, and octopus. You fight to control your revulsion. This thing is not of our world. It must be from another dimension entirely. You feel overcome with dread and a sickening revulsion. I have to resist the horror with wand, and pentacle. This is gonna be tough. Your eyes widen in disbelief as the strange creature turns to look at you. The horror, the horror. Darn. Page of Pentacles definitely beats that. Oh well, that would have beaten it too. Dang, this thing was just gonna scare the pants off of me no matter what I did. Autofill. Your mind is weak. You feel like you are going to vomit. You struggle to control yourself from going to your knees as you begin to dry heave. Kind of pause there. Sometimes I get sidetracked while reading and I forget what I'm reading. It's a problem, especially for recording. No! I lose 2 sanity. And that puts me down to 12. Now that we've dealt with the initial shock of seeing the strange creature passes, you are pretty sure that you can identify it. You remember your briefings on the Tunguska event of 1908. A portal had opened between this and an interdimensional race of aliens known as the Tesla-rathi. An invasion had been foiled by a precursor to the O.D.D. when the portal generator was overloaded. It had been a narrowly won victory. An interdimensional war had followed. This creature must be a scout sent over to do reconnaissance. Perhaps the energy of this house served as a beacon to pull it here. It seems to have been working on some sort of experiment. So here are our options. I can attack the Tesla-rathi. Kick its ass. Pretty sure that one of these things can bleed. And if it bleeds, we can kill it. I can use sorcery against it. You decide to unleash a surge of sorcerous energy at the Tesla-rathi. These things can feed on such attacks and are excellent sorcerers in their own right, so you know it will be a difficult challenge, but you think this is your best chance? No, I don't. I mean, I'm okay at pentacles, but I suck at wands. Alright, flee! You think that you can outrun this weird creature and get away before it can hurt you. Get out of there. Stopping power. Ooh, this is an extra option I get because of my gun. The power behind these slugs will bring most living things to their knees, and even the undead will feel a hefty kick. This would use 2 to 3 of my ammo, and I would just blow his brains out with 2 swords and a wand for draws. But the target's only 2. But I don't think I need to. I think I can just beat him up with an attack. I think I'll be ballsy. I think I'd rather... Well, it's actually really not that ballsy. Draw 6 for 4. Yeah. It is a good idea to have more draws than tricks, because then you have a better chance of being able to play down cards. If you have more tricks than draws, you're definitely not going to be able to play down a card on all of them. So here we go. We're attacking him. Boom. Will we be successful? Hell yeah, we will. See, the page going on the 9 gets me 3 points, because it's a face card. The amount you win by doesn't really matter. Aww. Well, I mean the amount by you win on the card. So 3 on an ace doesn't do any more or less than a 7 on an ace than an 8 on an ace. Victory! The creature is mortally wounded and crumples down into a gelatinous heap. But did we make the right decision? I get some more health. Yeah, I got some health out of it. The Brain Canister. Having dispatched this foul interdimensional monstrosity, you look around and immediately recognize the thing's handiwork. It's been working on creating assistants called brain bots. On the table is a canister containing a human brain. You can't be sure if this thing is even alive anymore. The body has obviously been destroyed. It's kept alive by a network of power cables. Why this one was signaled out and not put directly into a crab pot is a mystery. Was it being tortured or interrogated? I can destroy it. I can destroy it harder, or I can leave it alone. I'm going to leave the brain alone. I don't really know about the brain. I don't know what goes on in the brain's life. Oh god, there's an actual brain bot over here. I guess we should have expected that. You hear the taps of its metal legs on the floor, and then you see it as it emerges from the shadows. A brain bot. Soldier slaves created by the Tesla-rathi from human victims to fight their interdimensional wars. They are quick, efficient, and merciless. Nothing remains of their past humanity. The thought of it is horrifying. I can resist the horror now. Your eyes widen in disbelief as you behold the human brain encased in the robot body. Encounter-type horror. Alright. So, this is an excellent draw. Very wide variety. I'm gonna go with the king. Blam, because the king gets to go 6. And you get even more points beating a face card with a face card. I don't know exactly how it works out, but we are going to resist the hell out of this horror. In fact, this brain bot, because we were kind of expecting it, is laughable. You've seen things far worse than this. You've seen things in action a few times before, and you are confident that you can handle this situation with no problem. In fact, nothing good happens from resisting the horror, but nothing bad. This brain bot seems to be on patrol. You should act quickly before it summons reinforcements. I can attack it, I can flee, or I can attack it hard. I think I'll just attack it regularly. Its weak spot is the motivator. Its weak spot is the motivator underneath its carriage. It's a difficult spot to hit unless you can manage to flip them over. Well, I think we can manage to flip some bitches over, maybe. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Oh no. Defeat. You lost the battle. You learned much too late that these sharp, pointy legs can really, really hurt. So there's my talisman, and I went for it immediately because it would have blocked me if that was bad. Basically making that a free square. But by choosing that, I now have a 5% chance of losing this talisman forever. Alright, nothing bad happened, and I keep my talisman. Excellent. Well, I'm going to try it again. Battle it out. Oh, I have a 5 of cups. Battle it out. Oh, man. My draw sucks. Or my trick draw sucks. It's just all wands and cups, and I didn't get any of that. I lose. Oh, I take 2 damage. I don't take that 1 damage because I'm defended. Ooh, and I take another damage. Ouch. 8 health. Okay. I gotta go with this. It's a much better chance. That ill omen is probably what's killing me. It just affects my luck, and it's probably making my draws suck. Or it's all in my head. It's all in my head that it's an ill omen. I think a tie is a win. Yes, you won the battle, barely. The brain bot sparks and sputters as the cerebral fluid leaks out of the brain case. What do I get from it? Nothing. I get nothing. I took damage to fight it, and I get nothing from killing it. I'm just going to leave that brain alone, and we'll remember that it's back here. I think that there's a quest connected to the brain, so I'll just leave that be for then. We will do one more encounter before ending this episode. We'll do it in here. This weird plant room. There's nothing in the plant room. What a jip. What's in this hall? Man, we're just finding lots of halls. Okay, this has gotta be something. There's definitely something in here. Here we go. The ghostly ball. Suddenly in front of you materializes a group of figures dressed in suits and evening gowns, waltzing with partners unhappily around the room. The surprise appearance from thin air catches you off guard and startles you. Resist the horror! This ghostly ball is quite disconcerting. I thought I was saying disconcerting first. Quite disconcerting. Even though the ghosts seem to be unaware of your presence, you struggle to keep a rein on any fears that would chip away at your sanity. Get 3 draws. Queen! I don't have any pentacles, which is unfortunate, because any pentacle would beat that. Luckily, I do beat it out, and I do keep my sanity and proceed with your trademark ineffable composure. I get nothing from it. But now we got the ghostly ball. This deathly silence that encompasses this ghostly ball strikes you as odd. Although the ghosts themselves seem oblivious to your presence, you feel a definite tension in the air. The ghosts themselves seem quite displeased about something. It doesn't appear to have anything to do with you. Then you realize what is so odd. None of the ghosts are dancing. They start to partner up, but then each time the dance is set to begin, nothing happens. So I can physically dismiss the ball. I can try communicating with the ghosts, or I can flee. Oftentimes communicating is the answer, and now I'm being reminded that my communication skills are tied into my wands. I feel very silly that my wand score is so low. But you decide to use your training as a medium to make contact and find out what seems to be troubling them. There is always a risk with this type of action. Hopefully I get lucky. Like with that. Oh no. Oh no. I thought I would get lucky enough. I fail. You do your best to get the attention of the ghosts, even psychically tapping on the gentleman's shoulder even psychically tapping on a gentleman's shoulder at on point, but all to no avail. Soon your head begins to ache. Is that me or is that weirdly worded? No results. Alright, well, we're going to try talking again. We're just going to keep doing it until it works. Or until we get too hurt. Generally, the downside to failing your talking is losing a tiny amount of sanity, if anything. Oh, see, there's one. Ooh, 2 more. Did it! We finally get to talk to some ghosts. Huh, it seems like the more times I fail and try, I get more cards. I didn't realize that until it helped me out. You make the rounds from couple to couple until you find one that wants to talk. There seems to be a problem with the ball. Maybe you can help. I get a quest. Find the missing pianist for the ghostly ball. It's been suggested that he might be near the piano, obviously. Return to the ghost ball once the pianist has been located and informed that the ball is waiting upon him. So that's why you want to talk to the ghosts, or whoever you can talk with, because you get quests, and quests give rewards, and rewards are everything. The ghosts explain that the band will not play without its pianist, and they have no idea where the fellow is. You hear a chubby old monocle-wearing ghost sitting near the wall chuckle, "With the piano, of course." You contemplate this ghost's meaning, and you suspect that a piano will indeed be the key to this mystery. Alright, so, with that, we're going to end this episode, and next time we got to go find us a piano. At some point, it's probably just going to be more exploring the house. See you guys later.